Hi Nitroz, I hope that you are doing good, and in today's video we're gonna talk about manga and anime stereotypes, what you've heard, what some people have heard about being a manga slash anime. To do this video, I asked you on Instagram what stereotype you've been through as a manga or anime fan, or just reader or some stuff like this, and we're just gonna make a mix and match of the most common ones into this video. So let's get started. The first one is more of a context thing, and it's a context that I've been part of in my younger self. I'm gonna talk about between 2000 and 2010, I would say, most of the time, even like the beginning of 2010s year. So to make it like quite clear, I'm gonna talk about my POV as a secondary school person living at that time who was already an avid anime watcher and manga reader. But at that time, if you don't know because you are too young, or if you know but you don't want to realize it, most of the anime and manga fans were bullied. Okay, it was not seen really well because it was compared to the US, which were the most basic and amazing things that was ever happening with like series and everything like that. And obviously, if you were not an avid US or UK, but mostly US lover, you would be part of the nerd geek, but in a really, really bad way. Okay, it's not like geek like what we used to say, what like we're using right now. And yeah, so most of us were bullied at that time. And the thing is that I would say maybe 95% of people that used to bully us for liking mangas and animes are nowadays anime fan, or at least enthusiasts, like they watch some and stuff like that. But, because there is a but, the fact that now they like it, okay, people change. Maybe you are more mature and you realize it was not that like what you expected, or some stuff like that, and you've changed. But the thing is that if you do a tiny, tiny, tiny reflection on them, like, oh, you like that, they will be like, how can you say stuff like this, blah, 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 while they were the first one to do that. It's not, in fact, a bad thing to defend things now, but the fact that you realize that these people were bullying other people and never, which is the worst part, never made any excuses, to old anime fans, let's call it like this. So toward people like me back in secondary school or even high school, and now that it's trendy, they want to do like they want to be part of it, and they're like, no, but you don't understand, blah blah. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's great that they understand it's not that like what they think it was, but the fact that they are like taking it so personally while they were the first one to bully and to get on people for that is quite something, at the same time strange and weird and whatever. I don't know how to explain it. It's my personal feeling on this way. I'm glad they understood it was not that bad. I don't understand how they can be so petty now while not excusing what they did before and not ask for forgiveness about it. The second stereotype, which is actually the first real stereotypes, is that you are watching anime just because you want to be like everyone, because it's super trendy right now, and obviously you want to do that too. Well, first, if it's the case, what about it? What if I get into manga and anime right now because of Corona and TikTok and people talking about it? At what moment is it a bad thing? I think it's actually great that more and more people discover this like world, which is a bit different from what you are used to see. So yeah, even if you do it now because you realize it might be not as bad as what you thought it was, that's great. And let me tell you something, you will not be like everyone because you like mangas and anime. We are a lot of people, but not that much at the same time. Like on the world, and we are not that well, we are a lot, but not that much at the same time, but still a lot. The third one, and it's gonna be mostly said to, well, it will only actually be said to someone that has a feminine appearance. I'm gonna quote feminine as what society wants to consider as feminine, is that you do that to please men. Because obviously, if you watch anime to please men, well, let me tell you something. Most of the woman, and this one I'm saying woman, or even non-binary but assigned female at birth people that I know and that watch anime, men are really far away from being the reason why they watch anime. Like far, far, far away reason. The only reason about men will be fictional men inside of the anime that they will watch the anime for. Not for you, but for them. The fourth one is to say mangas and anime are super strange. So if you watch that, you are also super strange. First of all, what's strange? What do you consider as strange or bizarre? That would be helping me. Because I don't see that much difference between an anime, especially animes more than mangas because it's reading, but still. And for example, a TV show or series. You have a hero surrounded by other people that might be good or might be bad. You either have a villain or someone that will be an anti-hero or something like this, which will also potentially surrounded or not by other people. And yeah, it's most of the time the same process. The only difference is the physical appearance. Anime will have voice actor. A series will be with a physical human being. But other than this, not a lot of difference. When it comes to manga, you're gonna say what? Oh yeah, but it's drawings. Yes, it's just a different way of reading and you just have to do with that, but it doesn't change that much. And for animes, it's just the thing you're gonna see, which will be different, but there is still people working super hard on it, and the voice actors are actually amazing and very talented people. Next one is a stereotype that have been said mostly to some of my Asian friends, and it's basically to say, oh, but you are Asian, so you like mangas and animes. I don't think it works that way. That's the first thing. And it's not because it's part of the Japanese culture, because manga, if you might know, are Japanese, that every person that is Asian, which is not Japanese, first thing first, will like mangas and anime. Next one, it's a very stupid one, and I really don't understand how you can go again so much in a shortcut like that, is to say, well, I think it looks stupid because they have big eyes in anime. Let me go back into something. Animes and even mangas are drawings. So here I guess everyone connects with me. And most of the time, one of the most important things in animes is the eyes that they make big, so the expression can be shown through it. If I'm not wrong, you might have grew up with at least a tiny bit of cartoon. And I'm gonna tell you something, is that a dog doesn't speak. Even if what you watch, it speaks. In real life, your dog is not speaking. It's not reality, okay? It's always an extrapolation of what's realistic. So yeah, anime will mostly have big eyes character, but that's just the drawing style. And it's just part of it. So if you think it looks stupid just because of this, I think what you need to do is to grow up. The next one is a stereotype inside community, which is something I don't understand at all. So you can have your point of view, thinking like this one is better than this one, better than this one is not my taste, this one is super much my taste. But you cannot say that this one is bad just because you didn't like it. I'm gonna get a simple example, which is a very old example, but it's still working, sadly. Fairy Tail. When I was a teenager, when I tried to watch Fairy Tail, and trust me, I watched a bunch of it. One of my first cosplay was Elsa from Fairy Tail. I had a hard time getting it because it's not my taste in terms of adventure and lore. Same goes for One Piece. I'm not the biggest One Piece fan. I have a Luffy figurine in the background because I want it in Korea on the cramp machine, but it's far away from being my favorite anime. Still, I will not say this is bad. I will say, okay, it's not a bad one, it's not a good, well, it's a good one, but it's not my taste. I prefer this one. It's not, this is bad because I don't like it. It's not because you don't like it that someone else will not like it. I'm mostly talking about this as a fan because I'm here since a long time, where, so for example, we're gonna have people discussing what the big three is. If you don't know about it, or if you want a reminder, the big three were creating back in like 2000, 2010, and it was not a choice, okay? The big three are basically and will still be all the time One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. Why? Let me explain you why, because this is something that has to be said and understood by everyone. Big three is at a frame of time in the whole anime stuff, was I said, okay, at this time, the three most important mangas and anime are One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. And this specific time is called the big three. It's just like if you were saying, oh yeah, I know this was the World War II, but nowadays, no, World War II is World War II. Nobody's gonna discuss this because it's a frame of time where something happened and it's been called like that. So you can basically create a new name for like the current three best one, maybe for like the 2010 and 2020s. But it cannot be the big three as it's like part of a specific frame of time and manga/anime history. Next stereotype is to say mangas/animes doesn't have any emotion to show because it's too fictive, like it's drawings and stuff. Mangas and animes made me cry way more than movies and series. If you get really into the lore of something, you might cry. I'm gonna give you a few examples, which are the first ones that came into my mind when I was typing the video script. First one, Full Metal Alchemist/Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you have the time or the chance to read one of them one day or to watch one of them one day, trust me, there is emotion. If you don't know what to start with, I would suggest animation version because it has the moving stuff rather than just reading, so it might be easier. Second one is gonna be Bleach, especially because now that it came again after way too many years of waiting. Bleach has a lore that is really emotional. It's turned obviously around friendship and stuff like this because it's still an anime and a shonen, but it also has some politics and stuff like this that can be like linked with politics. Bleach is an emotional one. We're also gonna have Hunter x Hunter, which is for me one of the best animes and mangas on earth, where we basically have a 12 years old just going through a hunter exam to be able to meet his dad. On the most recent basic, we're gonna have My Hero Academia, which is nowadays I think one of the biggest one, where we have someone that is bullied for being different until he's not that different anymore. Last one would be Haikyuu, which has emotion in another way of having emotion because it mix and match a sport, competition, friendship, and trying to integrate yourself in a community. You cannot say mangas doesn't have emotion except if you don't know about it. Last stereotype is the most famous stereotype, and it's to say, but mangas and animes are for children. As I said just before, we're gonna have hunters, we're gonna have people death, we're gonna have inhuman stuff happening. Put your children in front of Attack on Titan, for example, I don't think they're gonna like it. There is like deep message and stuff that I would not like to show my children if I had some, because it's way too dark and way too deep, and I don't think that it's some things that should be shown to them. Just show them Paw Patrol. It's made for children. Mangas and anime are definitely not made for children. More teenager, that would fit a bit more. Adults, definitely. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have other stereotypes that I didn't thought of, just put them in the comment section down below and I might make a part 2 of it, because I know there is a lot of stereotypes that happens to exist about animes and mangas. Please don't forget to follow me here and also on Instagram, TikTok, and to join the Discord server if you want more update and like chatting with the community. And I'm telling you, see you soon in the next video. Bye!